Hi, YouTube. I hope you're all doing good. Happy Monday to you. I hope your week ahead is wonderful. I had a great morning. I was shopping for my daughter-in-law and my granddaughters and um, got them some summertime stuff and some other things I think they'll like. And yeah, I know my son wanted me to help him get an outfit and he would pay me back, but he's got a daughter that he doesn't take care of, and Um, if he has money, it goes towards himself, and that mother has raised that girl by herself this whole time, so over a decade now. And the same with my daughter in law. She's doing it all alone with three daughters. So it's no, I'm going to help the more vulnerable people on this planet that have no one to protect them and nobody cares. That's the ones I'll help. So, yeah, I had a really good morning doing that. Then I looked up, I was thinking of all the things that are going on in the world and the seven bowls of wrath or the plagues out of the book of Revelation 16. And then I looked up the word wrath because I know it had meant something different than what people think. Well, here's the etymology of the word borrowed from Irish wrath, R-A-T-H, late middle or late medieval wrath, um, of uncertain origin. But then it says it's a noun for wrath or raw, and plural would be like ras, R-A-S, usually circular earthwork serving as a stronghold and residence of an ancient Irish chef. That's interesting, isn't it? I thought it was. So, and then oh, and of fairy denizens of Wrath and Hill. Don't ask me what that quite means. I would have to look up denizens. I think that means a place of dwelling, actually, too. But um, I have other things to do yet today, so I was thinking, well, I'll just look that one up, and that will be good. And yeah. So, but yeah, I had a wonderful, wonderful morning just picking them out some things that they can use. And here's something interesting. Just a minute. It's sort of odd, but to make people laugh. The first testicular guard, the cup, was used in hockey in 1874. The first helmet was used in 1974. That means it only took 100 years for men to realize that their brain is also important. And then it says, ladies, quit laughing. Doug didn't think that was funny. Here's one. An old man said erasers are made for those who make mistakes. A youth replied, erasers are made for those who are willing to correct their mistake. Yeah. So, yeah, like I said, nice morning. I thought it would take me a lot longer to find the things that I wanted to get them, ladies, but no, it didn't. It's like they were all just like really easy to find, and yeah, I was happy. It's gonna be brighten up their day, cheer them up. I know the little girls miss their dad, and my daughter-in-law's been struggling. She's a strong woman, but still, moms can only do so much. I did find a book for my youngest granddaughter, that I know the woman that wrote the book, and she worked in a thrift store that also was a food pantry in Cheyenne, Wyoming. Just the sweetest lady, and I think her son illustrates the book too, if I'm not mistaken. But it's a book of poetry for children, and it's called Gone Fishing. And it was like when I read it to my kids quite a while ago, they were little people. It was like it was a beautiful little book. So I'm hoping my youngest granddaughter loves books. I hope she will enjoy that. I thought about getting her another Bible because her dad's name is Luke, and she had ripped the pages out of the book of Luke because Luke was so cruel, almost beyond unspeakable, the things that these children have seen in their lives, like their dad sliced up and bleeding in front of them, and all kinds of just horrific things. So, and I thought, nah, I'll just wait till she gets a little bit older and then maybe see if, she still wants something that like that. But I don't want to press that upon her little soul right now. She's been like not feeling good. They all had colds and the typical whatever germs you're going to pick up from other kids and that type of thing. And the mom's been up all hours of the night helping her little people. So yeah, they've been struggling. Yeah, hope to brighten their days a little bit. And then I got them some really cool things. I'll tell you about it later after they're on their way. But yeah, here's a meme. When the going gets weird, the weird turn pro. Yeah, that's true, don't we? Yeah, I like that. My favorite Doors song is People Are Strange. When you're a stranger, you know? Anyway, yeah, I'm not a big Doors fan, but I always like that one. If I get cut off, I love you all. I don't know if I'm going to be back today or not. It just depends. Like I said, I got so much to do. It's almost overwhelming sometimes. But like Hamish from High Frequency Tribe and his wife, he calls her Hologram and their daughter Minigram, and their son's name is Owl or Bird. I'm pretty sure they don't use his real name on there. And but he says out of the 9 things he has to do on his little ranch during the day, if he gets one of them done, he feels like he accomplished something, and that's how I feel too. Yeah, it is. It's true. It gets overwhelming sometimes, but things to do. I know. See today what my OCD is getting me in the house, but I look outside and it's like we had very heavy snow this winter that took down a lot of branches of my trees, and they're just all over the place. And I do have a great big bonfire pit that I made. It's like 6 feet around, great big rocks, and um, but I'm not, and it's probably at least 3 feet deep. But I'm not gonna use that today. It's so windy out. It would be a perfect day for a kite. That's what I should have sent them girls, but I don't know if their mom's into maybe another time, maybe later in the year or something. Yeah, because he always usually, I don't know, it's pretty windy out there in Montana, so That's one thing I found them too was windbreaker raincoats. Some really nice, kind of fashionable ones for each one of them, you know. Summertime stuff. So yeah, and other stuff. But yeah. Yeah, just watch. I'll sit there and probably name off the whole list. No, I don't want to until they're actually ordered. I gave Doug the list and he's going to order the stuff for me so then I can let my daughter in law know when everything's going to be there. And I know there's some stuff on there that's really going to surprise her. So, cold coffee. Yeah. Yeah, about those 7 bowls of wrath. That's what I've been thinking about lately, or the 7 vials, and that will be poured out on the 7 heads of the beast with the 10 horns, the 10 kings that are gonna know that Christ is here, but not acknowledge that. That's what all that's directed at them because they're the ones that can make this world a better place. And they're not doing anything to help that. You know, a year ago today was a summit. Let me look this up. 50 countries met in Dubai for the One World Government Summit. That was a year ago, May 1st. So, yeah, it makes me wonder, what they were, well, I know what they were talking about. Oh, here's a meme. If you can remember why you walked into a room but you can't remember the rest of these jingles, you are my people. My baloney has a first name. It's Mayer. I don't want to grow up. I'm a Toys R Us kid. Give me a break. Give me a break. Break me off a piece of that Kit Kat bar. The best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup. Sometimes you feel like a nut, sometimes you don't. Almond Joy has nuts, mounds don't. I guess I remember these. I'd like to teach the world to sing in perfect harmony. Reach out and touch. Reach out and touch somebody's hand. Make this a world a better place if you can. I don't remember what commercial that was for, though. If you dare wear short shorts, who wears short shorts? If you dare wear short shorts, ne'er, or we wear short shorts, ne'er for short shorts, I think is they're magically delicious. Lucky Charms and meow 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 mix. So I think I only don't know one of them. What's the biggest lie about addicts and alcoholics? Hmm. Oh, I don't know. But you know what? That's another thing that I was thinking today. Um, Back on that narcissist thing, how to prove that this is actually a choice these people make, even the world leaders, because they do fall on the dark triad of not concerned about everybody in the world. I mean, that's fully obvious to me. At least that's the way I look at them. It's like, you don't have everybody's interests at heart. That's a fact. The little people need to come first. It's as simple as that. Now, a narcissist can walk out in public. This is why it's a choice. and not a mental illness, and it's evil, and it's an evil choice because when they're out in public, although they can treat people rude, if they want to get something, they can also put on the charm, and they can be the most charming people in the whole world. They usually collect that charm from people in their lives that are very charming. Like, I could see my ex saying and doing things with his new wife around my children that was me. It wasn't even him. He didn't even have that in his personality when I first met him. And so he took bits and pieces of what I was and adopted them for his own, which, well, yeah, I guess maybe leading by example or him adopting something that would be beneficial for my kids, I guess is a good thing, but it still kind of rubs me the wrong way because he's the evil, narcissistic piece of, and that's the way that really is. So, I mean, they can pretend, but it doesn't make it so. But that goes back to yes, it is a choice. It isn't a mental illness. It's the Canaanite bloodline. It's the evil, satanic. Whether you're from that family and you're a good person, you could very well be like Romania, Slavic, Polish, German, Danish, Swiss, French, even going into the different European countries. Like if you take like the Slavic countries and how many times they changed hands, who was the head of those uh, little countries and um, who was who. They really mixed it up back in them days. Um, but it's still all documented, even though they tried to hide their heritage from everybody. It's just like the Germans are still in control when all the scientists came over here after the war, after we supposedly won the war because Germany ran out of gasoline, but then we hired all their scientists and hundreds of people from Germany moved here and changed their names, and the same with Poland and Danish and a lot of those heritages to hide, either hiding from the Nazi regime or actually Nazis themselves came here and in just that's who's in control of like the sciences. And if it screams retarded science, you know that it's part of their agenda, and that's what's going on. So that's what I was thinking about. How do we prove that, yeah, if it's a mental illness and you can help a person, maybe that's like a borderline narcissist or a codependent, not a full blown narcissist. These people make that decision. If you're around narcissists, you can pick up narcissist traits and you'll certainly know how to operate just like they do because you see them do it every day. You know, it's like learning the serpent language, like what would it sound like if you're talking to like the average person, and what would it sound like if you have God in your heart and you're raised by serpents, and you would have their language, and you might not sound as godly as, but maybe that's why I was raised by them, so I can not only talk to them but talk to them in their language, and I do. So You know them serpents, how they talk. Another thing they do is, when you have like a good friend or a close one and you can just hear what they're thinking, really no words are necessary. But them demonic ones, they'll swear up and down that you don't know me. I'm like so complex, you could never know the depths of my soul. Well, here's a clue. If you're around somebody that says you don't know me, or like I'm such an advanced soul that you'll never know me, if they're not an open book to you, get the heck away from them. And once again, these people know full well what they're doing. They walk out in this world every day with pre-planned measures of how they're going to get and take what they want on this planet from other people, which they look at as supply. They don't look at people as anything but slaves. And if they have to work, you'll pay for it. You will. If you're in close proximity to a real narcissist, nothing will ever be free. Never. You know? So. But I'm out to prove that it is not a mental illness. And if you're raised by narcissists and you're actually not a narcissist, but like maybe codependent or whatever, or living with a narcissist, and you pick up some of them traits, that can be helped with counseling because you're a normal human being in there that's not running by a demon. You didn't make a pact with Satan. You just have to be around people that are going to nurture the goodness in you and realize that we all have these gruff ways about us because of what we've been around and how we've learned to protect ourselves. When I see other people out there like me like that, it's like, well, I can see it in your eyes. You don't even have to say anything. But when you hear these people talk, it's like it'll leave no doubt in your mind that they're telling the truth. You can just ask God, you know, because He'll always tell you who a person is in their heart, you know, and it's true. Somebody has to love the broken ones, and somebody has to pick up the pieces, even if it means a little blood and a little pain. I'm not about to pretend I don't see it, or even worse, hate them like you do. Somebody has to make an effort to put this all back together. Maybe I never will, but at least I can say I tried. you know. But God's the one that has to deal with these full blown demons. That's really not the place of you or I. I mean, we can talk to the people, the regular average people out on this planet, and see, like, if we each can be like a little mean or say something or do something that's kind of half crappy or trashy to a person, but we can always remedy